like march around, like fold some clothes, you know, whatever. And then I'll go do the real stuff out in San Diego. And so I get to Chicago, and it was like a reality check, because you quickly realize that, first of all, if you're trying to be a SEAL and you're on the SEAL Challenge contract, when you get to Great Lakes, you're segregated into a separate group. They're called the 800 Division. I don't know if this still exists now, but it did in 2010. And there really aren't any SEALs or Spec Ops that are at Great Lakes. That, I mean, there's a few, but for the most part, you're working with ordinary sailors that are putting you through training. But imagine you're an ordinary sailor, and God love them. I've worked with amazing sailors across the Navy. And here comes the SEAL recruits in the 800 Division. They're civilians. They're not even sailors yet. There is an enormous amount of resentment towards those that show up like, yeah, I'm going to Buds. Like, there's just an attitude of like the instructors, they want you to understand that like you don't have a clue what you're getting yourself into. And so in boot camp, those 2 months, your instructors are not SEALs, but they just like torture you, because they're like, this is nothing compared to what you're going to have in Buds. And one of the things we would do is there was all sorts of stupid stuff like push-ups and whatever, but there was this treading thing that we had to do, where we'd go in the pool at like 5 a.m. and like it's so cold, and they would line us up so we're all facing, like if you were, I'd be right behind you looking at the back of your head, you'd be looking at the next guy's back of his head, and they'd give us bricks. And you're just treading, and you got to pass the brick up and down the line, and periodically they'd give you 2 bricks. And so if anybody doesn't hold up their end of the bargain, quickly the bricks get handed off to like one person, and no one wants the brick. You don't have fins on or anything, and guys are like sinking into the water, like truly about to pass out and black out. But the level of oversight, not great, because it's sort of like, you don't know what you're getting into, tread, hold those bricks. And it's just mad. And they would leave us in there treading with bricks for so long that you're like, I'm going to drown. I'm literally going to drown if I keep this up. And then suddenly it would be over, and you're like on the pool deck, like vomiting. And you're thinking to yourself, holy shit, like, this is not even as bad as Buds? And then you get to Buds and you're like, no. No, that was worse.
Well, that's probably good then.
It was nice, yeah.
That's funny. Had those guys even been through Buds?
No.
Okay, so they were just making tough stuff for you to do.
Put on all your turtlenecks. And we'd like put on all our stupid like neoprene turtlenecks, like 7 of them, because you have all this stupid clothing in your rack. And like, march around the compartment, the room you're in. And we would just like spend hours like marching around the compartment, sweating our ass off in our like turtlenecks. It's stuff like that. Or we do bird watching, where they would have us just face a wall and be at attention for like 2-3 hours, just staring at paint. But it's just arbitrary. It's like, you don't know what you're getting into. Buds is going to be so much worse. And like, you don't even know what you're talking about.
What kind of weird people want to do that to people?
There was a lot of like, you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
I know more than you. I've done real stuff in the Navy. But like, they have this moment where we're still civilians, and we haven't gone to training, and they know that virtually all of us are going to quit. So this is a safe group to sort of flex around, you know?
Wow.
So it was I hated boot camp.